weather was, I had to call a phone number. Same thing with movies. There's a thing called movie phone. That existed. We take for granted. Just check now and do it wherever we want it. You can get packages delivered same day. We also take for granted the fact that there is a human being that exists that can take one dribble from half court and dunk it. That's one dribble. And nobody cares. This is not even a top 10 play. One dribble, half court, dunking it. Is Giannis an alien? Possibly. Is he taken for granted? Absolutely. I can't believe what we're watching on a nightly basis with this guy. Can't believe it. And nobody cares.
So great. So great.
Great take.
Hey, guys, this is Jake Reinhardt. Jake Reinhardt is the long snapper for the Toronto Argonauts. Bit of an unconventional way of training, but he's up there in Canada. It's cold, Toronto. They do everything in the snow. That's not what stood out to me. Here's what I noticed, and you all see it. Look carefully. He loves Home Depot. It's not Lowe's and it's not Target. This guy loves Home Depot. Why? Because it's how doers get things done. And in Canada, when they train, they are getting things done. And I know what you're going to say, Jenna. Oh, more savings, more doing. No. Old tagline, new tagline, how doers get things done. I love me some Jake. I love me some Toronto Argonauts. And even though my carpet was like 6 weeks late being delivered, I love Home Depot. Boom.
Of course you would love
this. I thought we were going to get a Home Depot sponsorship, Jenna. And then you did that. I thought we were going to send this to
eventually
sales.
delivered it.
And then you
They eventually got it here.
No,
it's here now.
Edit that
it's
part
in my
out and
kid's
send
bedroom.
it to sales.
Oh, good. We got another time to do this in the G's. But let us head to Green Bay now in our B segment, as we like to do this here. And first things first, good things happening up there in cheese country. Packers are healthy, unlike their curd. Aaron Rodgers passed Mahomes in the MVP odds. And Devante Adams is having an absurd season. And that last one, Devante Adams, that's a big one for Aaron Rodgers, who knows just how lucky he really is.
I think just the way that he's dominated, I haven't seen this type of domination since Charles. It's just been on a different level. We've played, we've played 15 games. He's played 13, but really 12 and a half because he missed the whole second half of Detroit. So the numbers that he's put up is ridiculous. And you start talking about the history of a franchise. This isn't just any franchise. This is the Green Bay Packers. We've been around since 1919.
I think Aaron Rodgers opens up more to Pat McAfee than literally anyone else, including his family. But, Brandon, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and Devante Adams now. Probably one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL. But in your opinion, are they the best duo?
Yeah. Oh, man, Jenna, this is a toss-up, right? Because you can go out to Kansas City, and that's a toss-up between Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, or Tyreek Hill. You can go to who else is playing lights out? D-Hop and Kyler Murray. We can also go out to Seattle. So there's a lot of people that's playing well. I'm going to go with those guys out in Buffalo. I'm going with Stephon Diggs, and I'm going with Josh Allen as the best duo.
Wow.
Because here's what I'm looking for. And I'm probably wrong, right? Because Devante Adams, everything Aaron Rodgers said is true. He could potentially be the best wide receiver right now. But when I look at this, I'm looking at who reminds me of myself and Jay Cutler. I truly believe if Jay Cutler and I spent more time together and we played 10 years together, we would probably have gone down as the best duo in the history of the game. After my first touchdown, I remember going to Jay Cutler. We met in the end zone, and I said, Jay, Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning, they're at like 144 touchdowns. They connected 144 touchdowns. I said, that's number one. We got 144 something to go, all right? That was my goal. That was my vision. So I'm looking at the nonverbal communication. I'm looking at guys when they look at their quarterback and they say, yee. That's all they say is, yee. And the quarterback knows exactly what he's about to do. I'm about to do the opposite of what the coach told me to do. Are you with me? So that last play that we just showed, that's a perfect example of those guys being on the same page. This is simple sprint right option. He has one option for real. That is to throw the ball in the flat to get the first down or get the touchdown. That is it. This is a traditional play. Everybody uses it in their third down packages and their red zone package. He actually went sprint right. He pivoted, and then he came to the left. I said, oh, my goodness, Brian Daboll, he is getting creative. How do you innovate on sprint right option? And then after the game, Josh Allen said, no, that wasn't the play. I just had to go make something up. And then what do you see? You see Stephon Diggs actually run a route that looks like they drew this up on the sideline, or they practiced this all week. This duo is scary. And Nick, here's why they're scary. It's their first year. Those other guys been playing together for a couple years. How are they doing this? Leading the league in receiving yards in year one. I got to go with them, but I could easily be wrong, Nick.
No. Well, I'm going to let Wilds go, buddy, because there's a lot to unpack.
I'm going to go.
What Brandon just said. Wilds, you go.
No, I know. Well, I'm not even ready to let Jenna go for her cheese curds that she keeps throwing under the bus. So there's like the takes keep getting hotter as the show goes on. I'll try to make one here.
Home Depot. Okay.
Cheese curds thing.
Go.
Stop ripping on cheese curds. Okay. All right. There's one answer. There's one answer, and everybody knows it. Nobody wants to say it because everybody likes the new hot thing. We know there's one answer. And he's only got 7 touchdowns this year. Second most on the team. He's only got 600 yards. But when you talk about combinations, Nicholas, there's one that when he spikes the ball, you say, ooh, that feels good. That feels like the old dynasty.
Oh, no.
That's what the answer is, and you know it. It's not emotional. It's just the statistics. It's just the statistics, guys. If you want to say that math is no longer a relevant factor of truth, that's your call. But they've got the most touchdowns by any receiver duo. Don't get me wrong, Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen have 8 total touchdowns, so 88 more. He would be right there if we want to put 8 touchdowns on there as well. That's fine. I can't believe. But these are the guys. It's the best wide receiver duo.
Go ahead.
Even though he's tight end,
Wait
receiver
to show
duo.
my graphic
Don't let that script tape.
The reason Brandon, for the record, threw it to me was because I was originally supposed to respond to Brandon. But I assumed my teammate Kevin Wilds was going to jump on the most interesting thing Brandon said, which is that Brandon truly believed that he and Jay Cutler were going to pass Montana and Rice as the greatest duo ever. You're like, Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning.
Statistically.
Joe Montana and Jerry Rice are sitting there and just like, what? Okay, statistically, fair enough. I mean, Jerry Rice, I think, had 4 touchdowns last season. Like, what are we doing? Montana and Rice watching the show from Palatial Estate saying, the hell happened to us?
Listen,
you
Nick.
wanted the record.
Nick, what I wanted was the vision that I had in 2007 was Wilds. I was going to be on First Things First, and Wilds was going to throw up this graphic, and he's going to show, as far as most touchdowns, they're going to see Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning, and then you're going to, we're going to be right above them. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I got you. No, I got it. I was so blown away. And then Wilds is like, hey, what about this duo that was awesome in 2013? So I'm gonna keep with the rules. And first of all, I'm gonna keep it to receivers, and I'm gonna keep it to this season. So can we show the 6 best duos? Let's just show them, and let's try to eliminate it down. Breeze and Michael Thomas have to be taken off because Michael Thomas has been hurt all year. So now we're down to these 5. The next one that I'm going to remove, because I believe, no matter what the numbers are, I think of those 5 quarterbacks, this guy is the 5th best. And of those 5 receivers, this guy is the 5th best. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, you're out. Kyler and DeAndre. Now, I could have flipped Kyler and DeAndre and Allen and Diggs, but Kyler and DeAndre are the easy ones next to go. Because part of the quarterback wide receiver duo is, so Kyler and DeAndre can go, is quarterback part as well. So now we're down to these 3. At the beginning of the year, it looked like it was Russ and DK, but they have, Russ has fallen a bit, DK's fallen a bit, so now they've got to go. So now we have your 2 best quarterbacks and maybe your 2 most dangerous receivers. I'm going to remove Mahomes and Hill. I think Rodgers and Adams are the best 2. And here's why. And here's why.
is not easy for you. Bravo.
It's not, but here's why. Every single game the Packers play, the defense says we have to stop Devante Adams first. Some games the Chiefs play, the defense says we have to stop Tyreek.